Let's do some chair yoga. So first, just real quick, talking about my chair. So nice sturdy chair, no wheels. I have put my yoga mat underneath and that makes it less likely to slide. So that's good. You want to sit up nice and straight. 90-degree bend, 90-degree bend, and a 90-degree bend. Shoulders up, down, back. We can't have good posture if we are hunchy, so that's where we think about this. A couple nice big shoulder rolls. And then let's do one at a time. It feels a little weird, but getting your upper body to start moving. You don't want to be all stuck. And then here we go. Okay, so again, shoulders up, back down, hands in my lap, closing my eyes, connecting with my breath. In and out through your nose is the way to go. The more you use your nose, the better it will work. Ideally, the majority of your breaths should be through your nitric oxide maker. I'll get into that a little bit. Right now, just know that it filters the air, it humidifies your air, pressurizes the air, all sorts of things. Right now, it's just all about sitting up straight, chin down to chest, eyes closed, connect with your breath. Think it's something that's really important to you, that your intention. What has brought you to your chair and your mat today? Getting the upper traps and hold here for 5 breaths. Nice and even. Now keeping my shoulders nice and relaxed. I'm still sitting up nice and straight. I'll take my right ear to my right shoulder. Stretch here in my left side of my neck. You don't have to have your eyes closed. I like to go within. It's very easy to get distracted by the external stimuli with your eyes open, but you can always just keep them nice and soft. Remember, this is your time for your body, not to let all the things in your room distract you. And then let's just shake that up a little bit. So I'm keeping my ear to my shoulder, but then looking up and looking down. A little diagonal. Feel the different muscles getting a little bit more of a stretch. And we'll just keep this nice and dynamic and slow. Okay, sit on up, midline. Shoulders relaxed. Left ear, left shoulder. And breathe. I'm going for about a 5 inhale, 5 exhale count. Slowing down your breath rate is very important for proper oxygen absorption. Okay, and now chin back to chest. Eyes closed, face relaxed. Let's do a couple head circles clockwise. Still sitting up nice and straight. Crunch, 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 crunch. It should feel really good. I see a lot of people go jerky and fast with this, but try to go nice and slow. Enjoy the process. And then counterclockwise. 2 times. And finishing chin, chest. Hands heart center. Think of your intention. With inhale, think the word let, as in let it happen, whatever that dream is. And with exhale, go. Let go of any doubt, self-limits. Inhale, let it happen. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Let. Exhale. Go. One more time. Inhale. Let it happen. Let go of any doubt with exhale. Now gently open your eyes, gaze down at your heart center, and honor yourself. I will practice safely. I will not try too hard. If we try too hard, we do not make progress. We just stress ourselves out. Okay, and then bring your hands down to your lap. Again, a couple nice, big, slow shoulder rolls. Okay, and up from here, let's just start to wake up our feet a little bit. So we'll go through the major joints, up balls of the feet, roll onto your heels. Let's just do that a few times, just starting to get some mobility in the ankles. We'll do more for sure. Okay, but enough of that for right now. So from here, let's do a side bend stretch. I'll move just a little bit this way so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so from here, so the feet are hip width apart. And again, ankles right underneath the knees, sitting up nice and straight, bringing my arms up overhead. Reaching up, trying to straighten my elbows, press my palms together, holding here for a moment. Getting long, but also try to avoid hiking your shoulders. So let's bring those down. Okay, and so now let's do this. Let's take our right hand and bring it down to the chair, right side of chair. And now I will slide my right hand down, reaching my left arm as well. This is for a stretch here in the side body. Breathing. Let this feel good. Now it is easy to kind of pop your shoulder forward. So I have an imaginary wall behind me that I'm trying to keep my whole upper body aligned with. Relax thoroughly. And then I'll use my hand to press on back up, engaging my belly. As I lift up, again, reach up. Inhale, get long. And with exhale, drop your left hand down to the left side of your chair, and then slide down, reach right arm as well to the left side of your space. Feel a really nice stretch here. Upper body, side bend. Your spine loves you for doing this. Okay, and then again, engage, lift up, reach up. And then hands back down to your lap. Let's do a few rounds of cow-cat. So cow-cat, this is we're trying to get into the pelvis, moving the pelvis along with the spine. We are not a straight rod. We have natural curves, so we're trying to wake up the wave, getting all the vertebrae to articulate a little separate from each other. So as I sit down, so this would be a tilt, my tailbone, taking it to the back of my chair, and a tuck of my tailbone, drawing my tailbone up, right? So inhale, that's your tilt, and exhale is tuck, draw my belly in. Okay, so let's try that down here on the chair. You can have your hands down on your lap, couple shoulder rolls. Here we go. Let's do cow first. So with inhale, puffing your chest open a little bit and tilting again tailbone to the back of your chair. Looking up to your comfort. Let's hold this first cow for a moment and just get a feel for this cow. Okay, inhale. And now with exhale, tuck your tailbone, draw your belly into your spine, round your back, relax your neck. Look for your belly button. That's your cat. Let's hold this first cat, just to get a feel for it. These are two motions that we link together typically. We inhale into cow and we exhale into cat. So here we go. Let's inhale into cow again. Chest opens, tailbone tilts. I look up. And then with exhale, tuck pelvis, round belly, round back, draw belly into spine. That's your cat. And let's do it again. Inhale. We're starting to speed it up a little bit here. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Tuck belly in. Okay. 5 more times. Inhale, go. Exhale, cat. Inhale, 1. Exhale, cat. That was 2. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, open your chest, tilt your pelvis. Cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more. Inhale, go. Exhale, cat. 1 last time. Inhale, chest opens, belly towards the ground, looking up. And then exhale with a nice angry Halloween cat. Tuck your pelvis, round your back, relax your neck. And then release. So that is your cow and your cat. Now, typically people will call that cat cow, but I will argue it's cow cat because we initiate the motion with inhale. And so when we do this, we are inhaling into cow and exhaling into cat. Ergo, it should be called cow and cat. So, okay, so that's a really important one to do every day. And I'll demonstrate some of the same stuff on the ground where that can be your bed. Now, I can't emphasize enough that getting down on the ground, if you can, or at least start to work towards that, it's life becomes a little bit more limiting if you can't get down on the ground, and it can also make things unsafe if you find yourself on the ground. If you have enough strength and enough knowledge, as long as you haven't broke something, you should be able to get up on your own. It might not be pretty, but that's okay. So building the strength in our body, building the mobility, we'll work on balance too. Okay, and so back to the shoulder rolls. So we've worked on our neck, we've worked on the shoulders quite a bit. Started to wake up the ankles, and so now let's get into the knees and the core. So bring my hands underneath, interlace them underneath my hammies, and lift up as high as I can. Get a good stretch. A couple ankle pumps. I'm still sitting up nice and straight. And this is for my circulation. Also, another really important thing to do during the day, ankle circles. You want to have ankle mobility. And let's do the same thing. So reaching down underneath, interlace. Lift up as high as you can. Get a good stretch in the back of your body. Ankle pumps, again, circulation. And then ankle circles, directions for your mobility. Lift, lift, lift. And then lower on down. A couple shoulder rolls. Let's wake up the knees a little bit more, the quads particularly. So with this one, so I want you to just straighten your knee nice and strongly. And then do some more ankle pumps. Just so we're trying to really engage the quad. If you put your finger right here, you should be able to feel the activation. So, okay, and again, you can do your ankle circles. Same thing, I'm waking up my quad. Strongly straightening my knee. A couple ankle pumps. A couple ankle circles. There we go, okay? All right, so now let's just do some marches to really wake up the hip. So try to engage your core, lift your knee up as high as you can, bend down, and up, inhale, and exhale down. We'll do that 9 more times. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow and controlled. Inhale, that was 3. Link the motion with your breath. Inhale, cord. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, down. Nice and controlled. That was 5, I think. Exhale. Inhale. 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 Exhale. A couple more times. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Core engaged. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Core engaged. Exhale. Great. Okay. All right. So, a couple more shoulder rolls. Let's just come into a forward fold here. So, first just hinge forward. Maybe keep your hands, your forearms on your knees or on your thighs. And if this feels okay, then snuggling on down a little bit more so you can take your hands on your knees. Hinge forward a little bit more. Going for a whole backside body stretch here. And maybe, just maybe, you can bring your hands all the way down to your ankles. Relax your neck. Let this feel good. Forward folds. Very important. So I'm using the weight of my head to create length in my spine. I'm getting a whole backside body stretch. Notice we want to hold for a couple nice calm breaths. With each inhale, think a little expansive. And with exhale, think about softening. Inhale. Exhale, relax thoroughly. Okay, and let's release. So engage your belly, use your hands, press your chest up, and again, take your time. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. A couple of nice shoulder rolls. So again, I'll move my chair just to demonstrate the spinal twist that we'll do. Seated spinal, so my feet, I do have 1 foot flat, knees bent. Same thing. Bringing my arms up overhead. Reaching up with inhale. And then with exhale, bringing my left hand behind my chair. And then taking my right hand on the outside of my left knee. Or if you want to do the chair itself, okay? And so with this, now I can have my hand here, give me a little bit more support. Sitting up nice and straight, I use the strength of my arms to draw my spine into a twist. So think twist, 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 starting low. Looking over your shoulder is only if you can get the whole spine to be twisting. Again, inhale, even expansive with an inhale and a twist. Exhale, twist a little deeper, maybe sit up straight. And then release. Good, good, good. Bring your arms up, get long. Now my right hand behind my chair, left hand outside of right knee. And again, twist, sit up straight. You don't want to be doing any of that, okay? So sitting up nice and straight, think down low, the thoracics, the lower thoracics, and going up, up, up to the cervical spine. I'm looking over my shoulder only to the extent that it feels okay on my neck. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, maybe you can twist a little deeper, maybe. And then release. turn back to your center. Let's just reach up for a moment. And get long. Okay? All right. So we've already done, and I'm just repeating this so you can think it out. We started to work up on waking up the ankles. Right? We woke up our knees. We did some marches, nice and slow. We've done forward fold, a spinal twist. Let's make the march a little bit more challenging now. So lift up one knee as high as you can. And now, sitting up straight, try to bring your elbow to your knee. Crunch. And down. Inhale. Exhale. Crunch. Inhale. Crunch. Inhale. So, I'm just doing this one for approximately a minute. And this is challenging. If you need to take a break, that's fine. But working on your side core muscles, strengthening those, very important. My chair is squeaky. Just a couple more crunch. Do it like you mean it. Honor your body. Okay, one more each side. Great, and then release. Take a moment, a couple shoulder rolls. Whatever feels good. Again, let's just maybe a little tick-tock actions. Even make that a little bit more challenging. Bringing your hands together. And just a little bit of a side bend. Also getting a stretch of the hands and the shoulders. Reach on up, up, up. Let's bring our hands behind our chair. Now this might be a little bit challenging to do this based on the kind of chair you might have. But trying to bring my hands behind my chair, interlacing, and then seeing first, can I straighten my elbows? Because a lot of times we'll be here. So first, straighten your elbows, and then if it feels okay to hinge forward a little bit. Now this is one that in time, you might be able to lean all the way down to your legs. Get a really good front of your shoulder stretch here. Okay, and then slowly release. More shoulder rolls. And so now, yes, so we woke up the ankles, we woke up the knees, we woke up the hips. Started to do the shoulders. Let's do the shoulders a little bit more. Bring your hands up overhead. And if you need to assist, that's fine, but try to reach up as high as you can. Interlace your hands. Bring them behind your head. Allow your elbows to draw away from each other. Maybe looking up. And then release. Hands back down left. And a couple more shoulder rolls. So from here, let's do a couple more arm things. Now, ideally to challenge yourself a little bit here, a couple of hand weights, maybe soup cans, holding on to those. So we'll bring our hands forward and down at about a halfway between here and there. It's called the scap. Okay, and up to the side. Let's do that again. Inhale. In fact, let's try to bring our hands all the way up, 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 up. And down, 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 down. We want to have mobility in our shoulder joint and some strength. Our arms weigh a bit, but a little bit of extra weight, that's how you build strength. We'll just do that 2 more times. All the way. Let's go up, up, up. And down, down, down. And then our hitchhiker halfway. Up, up, up. Down, down, down. if I can, bringing my palms together. Down, down, down. Okay, great. So let's just take a moment here. I've got to check the time. I don't have a watch on. What do we got? And also to make sure, yes, it is still taping, I believe. Have I brought up? Yeah, okay, that's 25 minutes. Okay. Have I brought up the importance of staying hydrated? I live in the desert. It's really important. Okay, so now let's do something functional. Something that we do a lot. When we sit, we have to stand. So let's build up some strength here. So the proper way to get up out of a chair, slide your bottom to the front of your chair, not so much that you fall, of course. But I have that. And with this now, I can think about the hinge is really at the hip. And so with the sit stand, okay, so from here, I will push up, think about pressing my hips forward, looking forward, straight ahead, and then back, 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 so I can feel my chair in the back of both legs, not just one, and then sitting on down, 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 as slow as I can, hinge, hinge, hinge at the hip, sit on down, sit back, let's do it again, again, push up, hips forward, stand up straight, look forward, back, 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 sit on down, nice and slow. In fact, you should be able to hover right here, get some extra strength. Okay, again, forward, push up, stand up, forward, don't look down, that's where you'll tend to go, back, back, back. So I believe this is my third. Sitting down, hinging at my hips. This is nicer on my knees when I think about it this way. A whole lot less strain. Yeah, two more. Slide forward, push up, hips forward, look forward. Back, back, back. Lower on down. Right, let's do one more. Slide forward, push up, forward, look forward. Back, 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 and down, down, down. All right, very functional exercise. I suggest that every time you get out of a chair, do it a couple of times. Stand up. Oh, I guess I should sit down again and do it a couple of times. You will build up the strength in your legs. Very functional. There's a lot of times we will tend to rely on arm rests to push up. There's a lot of times that you don't have that availability. So this can also be just like holding your hands here to remind you not to do that. Now, actually, while I'm thinking of it, let's do a couple of making the stand and sit to stand even more challenging. Is here I go, push up, stand up, reach up, look forward. And then back down, back, 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 and we'll round down. Okay, yeah, let's do that a few more times. So scoot forward, push up, reach up. Maybe a gentle back bend, maybe. Back, back, back. Sit on down. Okay, I'll do two more. Push up, reach up. That, when we bring our arms up, it gets a little bit more, the heart will start to beat a little faster. Good, and sit down, 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 down. Heart rate variability, it's important. Scoot forward, push up, reach up, and then lower down, 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 with control. I'll just demonstrate one other way you can do this. If you start to find that boring, you can always hold weight, of course, but you can also, when you push up, reach up, come up onto the balls of your feet. We'll be doing some more of that here in a moment. But so that's just another thing to consider. Okay, all right, a couple more shoulder rolls. And let's do some standing stuff now. So I am again pushing up, standing up, reaching up. And then remaining standing. So let's come to the back of our chairs and do some ankle strengthening, meaning heel raises. So heel raise, we'll do 20 here, and I want to come up all the way up as much as I can onto the balls of my feet and lower on down with control. 19 more times. I should really put some music on, huh? Okay, 6. Having strong ankles, so important for all of life, but walking is a controlled fall. So if you have straight, nice, strong ankles, you're less likely to actually fall. We don't want to fall, obviously. We bipeds. So I've lost track of count. So one way you can get around that is just to simply look at a clock and do it for a minute. See how many that is. But, okay, good. I'm gonna go up, 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 and down, down, down. So let's get the calf stretch now. So the calf stretch, I'll step my, in this case, left foot back a couple of feet. And now you can do this holding onto a wall as well, but here I got my chair. And so now I bend my right knee forward until I feel a really nice stretch here. And my leg is straight, back leg is straight, and both heels stay on the mat. So if I go that far, nope, back up, heels down. And just breathe. One more breath. Relax thoroughly. And now, keeping both heels on the mat, bend your knee just a little bit. The right and here, the left knee, I'm bending it just a teeny bit. It's not a lot, right? So there's another muscle underneath that I'm getting a stretch up. So I'm just holding here for another 30 seconds. Get into the feeling. It's nice to do calf stretches after doing heel raises. And ideally, doing 2 rounds of 20 of the heel raises would be a good place to aim for. Okay, all right, and so now stepping forward, shake it out. Right leg back. Again, thinking about both heels. Now leaning forward, bending left knee, right leg straight. Heels down. Breathe. Okay, and now again, keep both heels down, bend right leg a little bit. It's a very subtle motion. Keep breathing. You should feel a difference in the stretch in the calf. It is subtle. Heels down. Again, if you start doing that, you're missing on half the fun. Relax thoroughly. And carefully step back up, and again, shake it out. So let's do this for a moment. Just think about bouncing, right? I will do a little bit of this, but yeah, for a minute, I want you to just gently bounce. This is something that out in public you can kind of feel weird about, but all your soft tissues move when we bounce. We want dynamic bouncing. When we don't move, our tissues get hardened. They don't move all that well. That's when we start to have pain. All right, so just bounce, 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 bounce. Almost there. It actually is pretty fun. Put on some fun music and just bounce, bounce, bounce. This is also like mini tramps. Getting on a little mini tramp and just doing a little bounce, bounce, bounce. Feels good. All right. And in fact, let's just look over. I learned this more of a Tai Chi movement, I guess. But yeah, just getting a little gentle spinal twist. And of course, you can hold on to your chair. Okay. So here we go. Also, let's come back to the chair and lift your toes up and down. Keep going with that. So getting a good strengthening here in the anterior tibialis. And that's important for walking too. That's so we can actually walk onto the heel and not slap foot. If you're really weak here, it is hard to actually lift your toes. We don't want to slap foot. Bad for many reasons. Okay. This one, incidentally, want to lean against the wall and make it a little bit more challenging. Because again, this is a prop, that's a prop. This one, if you're a little more challenging, just lifting up your toes here. This is a nice one for postural check too. If you're like that, you know, oh, gotta work on that. And the more you do it, the more challenging it's going to be, of course. So, and you can choose to do it as toe raises, but I like that to be just a static kind of hold. Okay, so we have now strengthened our heels, or ankles, rather, by working on our heel raise, toe raise. And when we walk, we are planting the heel first, right? And so we also need to be able to push off. That's my calf, having to, those muscles are working here. Okay, all right. So from here, a mountain pose. So mountain pose. My legs are together, shoulders up, back down, having my hands facing at the front of my space, but you can hold them to your chair. And for a moment, just close your eyes. See if you can balance without, you can tap out, you can hold on, but just getting, so you're not as reliant on vision because we have a balance system in here. So. And so that one, let's just say a half a minute or so. You can peek if you need to. Okay, that's probably about the right amount of time. I had my eyes closed. So, now that we've done that, let's just do, first turn to face your chair and just starting to walk your feet, transfer the weight. Bend your knees, see it transfer. Feels so good. All right. So we've gotten into the inner groins there, so that's good. In a bit, we'll get back down on the chair and do some more stretches. But while we're up, let's do a little leg strengthening. So this is a three-way hip exercise, but it will strengthen your hips so that you can do all sorts of stuff. All right, so from my mountain pose, transfer the weight. And now in this case, I'll take my left leg out and down. I'm going to do that 10 times. Hopefully you are too. 3. Again, nice and controlled, and I'm not using my upper body, I'm using my hip. Definitely need music for this. Okay, and so now that's my 10 to the front. It's 3-way, here's the second way. And now again, transferring the weight, keep my glutes active, and now I'm taking my leg out. Now notice I am keeping my foot so it remains parallel versus kicking my toes up, and I also don't want kicking. This is a nice controlled, using the hips, not your upper body. Now, I think that was 5.
I don't count well while I talk. And this one is really good for your gluteals, particularly so you can walk side to side, which we do a lot, like at the kitchen counter. Right? Okay, and this one I'll just turn this way so you can see me, but you can be that way. Okay, so what I'm doing is extending my back leg and just lifting up a little bit and down. Toes up, toes down. And again, refrain from using your upper body. This is a very subtle little motion, but you're strengthening your hamstrings. Now you can always, we're going to turn to the other side now. You can always switch back and forth, but by doing all three of the hip on one leg, I had to work a little bit harder. All right, and so back to my mountain pose, transfer the weight to my left leg, and bringing my right leg out in front. And 2. These are for your hip flexors. 3. And 10. Okay, here we go. Out to the side. And transfer the weight, and so we want to avoid dumping at the hip too. The pelvis remains level. Out. 2. 3. Avoid that. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good, good, good. Might be starting to feel a little bit of a burn here in the hip. And I will just turn again this way just so you can see me, what I'm doing. But you can stay right here. So this is the back, and not using your chest, not upper body, just activating my glutes. And of course, I'm also having to really work. I don't know, I think a lot of the work is on the standing leg. So, okay, I think that I have 3 more to go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then I'll just shake it out. Again, maybe a little bouncing. It's fun to do. I mean, you could end up feeling a little silly, but yeah, try to do a little bouncing every day. A little fascia, soft tissue hopping, if you will. All right, so now that we've done some hip strengthening, we'll do a couple more things standing and then get back down and do some stretching to finish off. Okay, and so with this one, this is a single leg balance. I am, in this case, let's just have right side of body to the chair, mountain pose, transfer my weight to my right leg, and then lift my left foot up, bend my left knee. Now, there's a few things you can do. You can put your foot, just wrap it around back of your right ankle, or have it back like this, or like that. Let's just try to do it for 30 seconds. See, can I let go of the chair? Looking straight ahead is the really important thing here. Breath. It's okay if you have to tap out. You can do this practicing against a wall too. But remember, we want to have strength balancing on one leg. We're a whole lot safer that way. Good. And again, just... Okay, and then let's do the other side. Again, 30 seconds. So, my mountain pose first. Transfer the weight to my left leg. Keep my glutes engaged. Try to keep my pelvis level. And then either have your foot down here or behind ankle, or up behind your foot behind you or in front of you. That's a little bit more challenging. We'll just go for 30 seconds here. Now this one is challenging for me, obviously, but it's an important thing to do. Ideally, I do this several times a day, and I should be able to knock off a minute at a time. And but I have a little hip thing going on here too. I'll stop for a second and see what the time is.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Again, hydration. Let's do. I'm not sure if this one will be accessible for people, but if you can, lifting, getting your foot up on the chair, and then leaning forward. This is a hip flexor stretch. So this is one you can always also just step forward and go like that. Feel a good stretch. Okay, but if you can bring your foot up to the chair, great. It allows you to get a little bit more of a stretch. And we can always play with all sorts of things here. Not flipping your chair. We get a nice accessible stretch here. And switch sides. Okay, and so yeah, you can just lean forward, going for a stretch here. So lifting your chest, you can a little gentle back bend, leaning forward. This is now, we're going for the front of the body, not the back. But again, if you can bring your leg up and lean into it, you'll get more of a stretch in the hip flexors. Up to you. Okay, and just one more. Let's play with a warrior one. Okay, so warrior one, I'll step my left foot forward and my right foot back. And so I have put about a 70-degree bend here in my ankle and the back leg, and then bending my left knee. So again, feeling a really good stretch in the hip flexors. Hold on to your chair if you want, or just know it's right there. Hands heart center. And then going up, up, up. We'll just do this for a couple of breaths. Again, you can always just do a half arm hold. But channel your inner warrior. Think about your hips, shining your hips forward. Good, and then just let's step out of that. Same thing, other side. So this one, I will step back. I think I already did that side. Yeah, I did. Okay, left leg back. Then right knee. And again, I don't want to have it in line. Well, the heels are in line, but my ankle is at about a 70-degree bend. And bending my right knee. Good stretch in the left hip flexors here. Shining my hips forward. And then maybe, whatever feels good. I'm just holding here for a couple breaths. The warrior. Channel your inner powerful warrior with your warrior pose. Okay, good. And then let's step on out. Shake it out. That's the one stand, the single leg balance, right? And then the warrior one. Okay, so getting back on the chair, let's just relax for a moment. Reconnect with your breath. It is easy to get distracted with your motion. If you don't know where I'm going, come back to breath. All right, so let's do a quad. Let's do a hamstring stretch. So I'm scooting forward. I'll keep my left knee bent with my ankle right underneath my left knee. Right leg outstretched. And have your hands, just place your forearms here on your bent left leg. Or if it feels okay, to lean forward. Reaching for your ankle, maybe even higher. A strap might be the way to go. Going for a nice stretch here, but if you flex at the ankle, you'll also get a good stretch in the calf. All the way down, maybe. This knee, we have the foot right there for some stability. Okay, and then
Use my hand, engage my belly.
As I lift back on up above. Windshield wiper a couple of times. And now the other. So right knee bent, right ankle right underneath my right knee. Either bending forward to make comfort with this, my forearm on my bent knee, right, or sliding down. Flexing at the ankle toes towards the nose. A bit more of a stretch here versus if you're just like that. You can play with it. Notice the change. But yeah, ultimately, and again, if I wanted a strap, yeah. Soften, soften, soften. And release. I'm using my hands, press on up, engaging my belly. And just windshield wiper my knees side to side. To get to the IT band, the iliotibial band, and the outside of the hip, this is the way there's a lower body, thread the needle, or progressing that way. So left ankle, first just take it up over the right leg and see, can I bring my left ankle up to my knee? If you can't, this is going to be okay to do this too. Going for a targeted stretch here. Okay, and so from here, lean forward to your comfort. Now, that might be as far as you go. Try to keep a nice neutral spine. Or maybe leaning forward, letting your head just hang heavy. Now, if you want to do the thread, so I have this little triangle that I've created here, and I'll take my left hand through that triangle, right hand on the outside of the right leg, and that's my thread, the needle. That might not be accessible. That's fine, just throwing it out there. This should feel good on the outside of your hip. Good, good, good. Okay, that felt awesome. And then just release again, windshield wiper. Now bending. Right foot up over left. And then creep, 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 up, perhaps. So hinging forward with a nice flat back. Coming down to my comfort. Stop where you feel a stretch. Breathe into that stretch. Maybe you can come in a little deeper then. Relax thoroughly. Soften, soften, soften. And then release. Press on back up. Right foot down. Windshield wiper. I think we're running out of time here. So let's first just take your legs wide. Going for a stretch here in the inner groins. Hands on your thighs. See, can I look over one shoulder? And the other. You should feel good. A little spinal twist. And making this a little bit more challenging, you could bring your hand down. Up to you. Just go for a nice little spinal twist with that. Okay, and then here we go. Let's do one camel. So I'm holding on to for a back bend. I have hands on my chair or on my lap. So this was our cat and our cow. Camel is a lot like cow. It's just a little bit more intense. So bringing your hands behind your chair would be fine too. And flaring up, looking up enough that I can get a nice massage of my thyroid and my parathyroid. All right, and then release. Let's settle into our final dead body pose. So with your body, just let your legs, just allow them to extend. I will just allow mine to base in the chair and just let them relax thoroughly. I think it's easiest at the chair shavasana to keep your hands on your lap. Put your shoulders up, down, back. Close your eyes. Relax your face. And breathe. Expansion with inhale. Softening with exhale. Feel your belly rise with inhale. And allow it to fall with exhale. So think about how your body feels. Let's consider the top of your head. Take your intention down your forehead. Can I relax my forehead a little bit more? And then down, down. Thinking about eye sockets, relaxing those muscles, relaxing your jaws. Taking consideration of the throat. Across the collarbones out to your shoulders, down forearms, down to your wrist, both wrists. Think all the way down to your fingers and just make body-mind connection. And so now let's consider our spinal or upper body. Thinking about the vertebra, thinking about your ribs. Being as tension-free as you can be. Down to your hips. The thighs. The calves, the shins. Down to your ankles. Feet, all the way down to your toes. And now feel your whole body. Feel the sensation of the air on your skin and the feel of the chair. And now your intention. Inhale, let it happen. Go, let go of doubt. Inhale. Exhale. Be as tension-free as you can be right here. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely day. Be sure to move your body, your beautiful body, every day. 4 minutes is 1% of your life. Give yourself at least that 14 every day, ideally longer. But you make greater gains if you are consistent with the practice. And remember, this is not about perfection. This is working on your mobility. And every day is different. From the bottom of my heart to yours. Namaste.